Oh, I've got a good one for you today. I've got 5 new haircuts from 5 new hairdressers that I've never met, but with excellent skills behind the chair and using Hairdressing Made Easy as the system, as the language that we teach at the Travis Parker Academy. I'm going to break these down in real time. And as you know, I'm going to go back after I break it down in real time based upon the edits, and I'm going to go through it step by step so we really understand the why they're doing what they're doing. So without further ado, let's jump right in, my friends. Our first one is, what is this? Hector's_salon. So let's see what they've got. First off, they've got a profile section at the back. Everything's over directed over the nose. Everything's being combed straight forward. Looks like he's using the wide teeth of the comb. He is cutting that straight across, the square to the head shape. All this over direction is going to elongate the hair from shorter in the front, longer in the back. You can see that concave shape that's happening around the face now. Combing through it just to make sure that everything's symmetrical. That's a rather large section to do. You would definitely want to make sure that you had hair fine enough that it wasn't just cutting it like you cut it with a hedge clipper. So definitely something that I would say you would want to proceed with caution. Looks like he's fishing out the natural profile there, which seems to be an offset profile. She's finally getting her first peek at it. He's got a diagonal forward triangular section there from the top apex of the head to the mid recession on each side. He is twisting the hair and cutting it from shorter to longer. As you can see, that gives it a concave shape again. Once again, a rather bold move. A really quick way to get across what you're trying to do there, but not necessarily the most precision way to build it. Now, what we can see is he's got disconnection between the fringe there. Ooh, it just ended. Okay, so we're going to stop this as we walk through it. So, all right. So first of all, he's got everything combed over the head, combed towards the face, and from, it looks like below the chin, maybe just at the top of the shoulders there, he's pulled all that hair straight down and he's blunt cutting that line. So that will leave a wedge in the haircut. That's going to leave hard, crispy lines in the haircut as well. So you may need to come back, and potentially he does, and diffuse weight with deep point cutting once the hair's dry. And a lot of us love to dry cut anyways, but here you go. Blunt line right across, super sharp scissors. It's kind of hard to say. Super sharp scissors. Say that 5 times fast. All right. And if you like that, give me a thumbs up. If you can do it 5 times fast in the chat, let us know. Okay, once again, concave line. You can see it shorter around the face, longer in through the sides. That is definitely cutting the hair around the ear that lives in front of the shoulders shorter as well. In essence, this is the way we might approach a butterfly cut or a Farrah Fawcett cut, something along the lines of that. Let's see what else he does here. I forget. Oh, yeah, that's right. He gets into the fringe right now. He does that twisting technique. And when you twist the hair, I'll pause it in just a second here. When you twist the hair is traveling around the coil that he's churning the hair in. So let's watch. So he's going to twist that. There you go. He did that little twist. Bam. I'm going to pause it right there. So when you twist the hair, that hair is traveling around the coiling that you've created when you twist the hair. The more hair travels around anything, or in total distance, the longer it's going to be. So that gives it the effect of shorter to longer, and the longer bit is happening over the temple region. And then let's see if he dry cuts it. I don't think he did. Again, he's finding that natural fall, which is an offset profile, aka a side part, slightly off center. Okay, there's the blow dry. So you can see like he's got sort of harder edges with it. That may have been the intention in the haircut. Certain hair types, I would say this is good for. If you got super thick hair, it may look like you cut your hair with a chainsaw. So just caution to the wind. All right, let's see what the next one is. Oh, this one's good. This is a different way to cut hair. First of all, cutting over a towel, I'd assume the tip of your shears might get caught in the towel. I don't know. But blunt cutting everything square to the body, that creates slight over direction behind the back of the ear. They've got horizontal sections there. Every section they're taking, you can see they're dropping that down by like a 1/2 inch to 1 inch, shorter, pushing longer. My assumption is the reason they're using this kind of a technique, which is bold and not something you see every single day, is based upon the concept of shorter, pushing longer. I mean, they're on the, what, the 4th section or 5th section right now, cutting everything flat. Certainly not precision in it, but needless to say, there you go. Just got caught in the towel. Navigating that through. Okay, so we got a little bit more of that twist cutting technique now, but instead of cutting it blunt, they're cutting it from a shorter point to a longer point, which is going to give you that much more elongation in the haircut. I mean, that looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That looks legit. But I would say, and tell me what your thoughts are. I'm gonna pause it right there. That first section underneath, dude, it may be like 3 or 4 inches shorter than the surface layer. So a really great way, I would say, if you've got somebody that's got like their ponytails like the scale of my neck, and you really needed to displace weight through the ends there, that might be an epic approach. So that's number 2. Let's get into number 3. Well, we can already see there's a massive haircut going on. They are cutting that about, what is that, like 12 inches? Clearly a dry cut. Everything coming off at once. These are huge, strong haircuts. Forward graduation right now. Everything is being elevated at 0 degrees with forward grad. And from the radial forward, now we got, what would that be? 135 to over direct from the face. Cutting it up over the nose, short in the front. Displaces weight around the fringe there. Deep point cutting. Really clean deep point cutting, actually. Oh, a little back cutting right now, which was cool. That was a cool way to do that. Super cool. So it's got that graduation in the back, which is something that you don't typically see in a mid-length to longer shape like that. So let's go through this a little bit slower. Okay, so forward graduation, and as you can see, the parting is at the back of the ear. So from the back of the ear forward, what that does is it cuts the hair shorter around the face, and as you move inside the hairline there, it becomes longer. That is really awesome if you got somebody that's got thicker hair around the face. If they're thin around the face, you probably want to adjust that to cut it to natural fall. This shorter pushing longer flips the hair in towards the face. You can also use it to really displace weight around the face as well. That can actually kick the hair the opposite direction. So let's see what they continue to do. It's all forward graduation right now, one section after the next. It's point cutting, all of this. Okay, cool. So this is where they adjust things. So my assumption is that shortest piece right up at the base of that section, so where it's almost kind of like a unicorn horn. It's coming straight out from the head. First of all, that degree of elevation is called 135. Everything is being over-directed, 135 to over-direct from the front of that section. And then the length that probably hit around the mouth, the shortest piece around the face, becomes a guide to length, and they're cutting more hair off the surface, which cuts shorter hair inside the actual haircut. And I forget what she does to the back, if it even shows us what's happening in the back. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't really show us the layers that are happening in the back, just deep point cutting. I love when you fan out hair like that and really deposit the shear deeper into the hair, and they're displacing weight through those ends by about 3 to 4 inches. Yeah, maybe about 3 inches in there. Okay, so there is a little bit of layering in here. So this is called vertical flat layering. This actually develops convex layers across the top of the head. So when you pull that hair straight out from the back of the head, that piece underneath there is going to be shorter. The surface of that section is going to be longer, if assuming you comb that straight up. But what happens when you do that, because it's shorter and longer on the top, that indents in. That builds the graduation that we see on the back side of this haircut when she's styling it out, and it looks all cool, and it's got these cool little like flips and feathers to it. A really sick technique of back cutting right there. She chiseled through some of that additional weight around the face. Okay, so yeah, you really see how steep that is there. And that is, again, when she pulls the hair straight out, cuts that perpendicular to the ground. That's the effect it gives you. All right, sweet. We got 2 more. I don't know what this guy's real name is. Tuff the Barber. His videos are legit. I've seen his stuff a million times on IG, and his videos are cool. His work is unbelievable. The guy's mad talented. He's got a profile section there, but I'm not sure what the cut's about. It says Curls Montreal Part 4. So maybe he's Canadian. I don't know. All right, so profile part, finding the top apex of the head. He's creating a radial parting in the back of the head. He's got a back of a horseshoe or a dropped horseshoe in the back, isolating the top from the sides there. Actually, it's just a traditional horseshoe, it looks like. Got the top split into quadrants there, creating a profile section through the top. Everything's combed over the nose. I don't know who that other person was, but he's cutting everything 90 degrees to the round of the head. So just traditional layering across the top, traditional layering in through here. That's also called convex layering, as you cut that to the round of the head. So everything's about 6 inches in length. They keep dropping into this other guy. Oh, wait, there's 2 of them at it. Are they doing the same haircut? I couldn't tell. Definitely diffusing it, which when you diffuse hair, it eliminates the airflow and bakes the hair dry. Oh, that's a crazy looking mannequin face, but a dope haircut. Okay, so I'm going to break this down a little bit slower. Once again, finding the top apex of the head. That's when he's rotating the comb back and forth. And then he takes a vertical parting to create his radial parting, separating the front of the head from the back of the head. This is the back of the horseshoe. I said dropped horseshoe initially, but it looks like he just gets into a traditional horseshoe. He almost sort of changes that isolated section in the back. Then he's getting into a true profile section. That's a pretty wide section, about 1.5 inches. I wonder if he's taken a class from that other guy. This might be a hands-on class. Maybe that's what's going on. Everything is being combed 90 degrees. Every section is just elevated straight out from the head. As he moves to the back, my assumption is the length around the perimeter of the haircut is disconnected to leave that sort of mod vibe. Yeah, dope haircut. I like it. Yeah, and I think that's what's going on. What do you think? Do you think that's a hands-on class maybe that they're taking? Once again, my friends, if you haven't already, definitely subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up. Click the bell for notifications. We need your support. We need your love. We are really trying to build our audience on YouTube right now. And the more love that you can put out there, the happier we are. And we really appreciate every subscription. And as well, any comments that you put into the feed, I will 100% reply to it myself. So thank you so much for adding to our community. All right, this is cool. We've got some graphics in the Pavlov education. I don't know what this is. And that looks like Eastern European. I don't know if that's Russian, Ukrainian. I don't know what that is. But I love the graphics. So we've got a horizontal section from the top of the ear across the back of the head, isolating the top of the head, convex area from the concave area over 90 degrees, cutting it to the round of the head. Actually, that looked like vertical flat layers. That is vertical flat layers. So the surface of that is parallel to the ground, cutting it straight up and down or perpendicular. Everything is being blunt cut right there. Section by section, we've got a traveling guide, slight diagonal forward sections as we move from section to section. Is that it? Give us more. Give us more. Oh, cool. They're taking us into a class. Now what? Oh, they're talking about the degrees of elevation. So as you know, when we cut anything, we are always talking about what's the elevation and what's the distribution of a cut. That is sick. That whole vibe is so popular right now. So let's go through this a little bit slower. I love that they showed those graphics right now. So they showed those diagonal forward lines, starting off with the profile section from the occipital bone to the top of the radial in the back of the head. Comb straight out 90 degrees from the occipital bone. Everything respects that 90 degrees from the occipital bone. If you take that entire section out, the surface of that section, as you see right there, is parallel to the ground. They're blunt cutting it. Blunt cutting removes weight, it removes length and increases weight. And then they're getting into some conversation there. I have no idea what they are talking about. And then they're showing some dope styles. It looks like they're building this into a class. And Pavlov education, crushing it, man. Super sick styles. My friend, my friends, I should say, because there's so many of you out there. Once again, thank you for supporting our community. Give us a thumbs up on the video. Share this with your friends. Click the notification bell. Subscribe to our channel because we got videos coming out every single week. We love the support. We love the channel. Thank you so much. Matter of fact, before you peace out, jump into the description below. Check out the other classes that we have under Hairdressing Made Easy. We have live e-learning courses. We have, I should say, we have live online classes. We have in-person trainings, and we have e-courses that are videos that you get to watch at your own time, whenever you want to. I'm fumbling my words. So on that note, my friends, peace. I'll see you in the next video.